ever dream of having your own restaurant? The operators of the 50s-style Johnny Rockets restaurant chain have set an ambitious franchising goal. They want to quadruple the chain's size over the next 10 years. John Fuller is the CEO, and he joins us ahead of a new restaurant opening tomorrow here in New York City. John, good to have you with us. Thanks so much for coming in.
Glad to be here.
Explain a little bit about the whole franchise model right now, because it seems as though, no one really wants to own as a corporate parent. You don't want to actually own the restaurants. You just want to franchise them.
Right, and that's the best way to get more units, more restaurants open, is with other people's money. They can build them a lot quicker than we can if we were in charge of that. And the business model works a lot better when you get a percent of the royalties on the revenues, and you also shift the risk of ownership on labor and some other issues to the franchisee.
Now, in the case of this whole franchise model, what about credit? Are you seeing when you deal with the franchisees that credit is available for people that want to open new restaurants?
The credit's starting to open up a little bit more just recently, but it's been a tough go, and for the last year and a half, that has been an issue. However, for our brand, Johnny Rockets, we've been lucky that we've been able to open up 112 units in the last year, 2.5 years, and 150 units in the last 4.5 years, and that's made because we have some. Our franchise partners are able to generate money through their either existing cash flow from their restaurants, or they have financial partners that they can bring in. And so we haven't been hurt necessarily during this tough economic times, because as evidenced by our growth.
Now, one of the things we were just talking about before is that with the back of the owner of Johnny Rockets, not the franchisees, but the back of the owner of Johnny Rockets is Dan Snyder, also owner of the Washington Redskins. So
yes.
Does that also give a certain kind of stamp of approval when you go in to try to borrow money to open a Johnny Rockets? That backing?
No, it's helpful from the standpoint of we're a strong franchisor. So a franchisee wants to know the franchisor is going to be around, and certainly with an ownership group with Dan and his other partners, that certainly helps give the credibility for sustainability and longevity.
What about the business right now in terms of input costs? You've lived through a big cycle of food inflation. What are you seeing now?
Well, actually, food costs over the last year have actually gone down a little bit, so that's helped out a lot. And I think most people in this times have actually learned how to operate their business more efficiently because they've had to. As a system, we're down about 8% in sales, and in those times, you have to find a way to control the middle of your P&L a lot better than you would in normal circumstances.
In the dining business, it seems as though one of the big watchwords now is promotion. You got to do a lot of promotions in order to get people into the stores. Is that going to continue?
I think it has to. I think what we like to call it is everyday affordable pricing, so that people know that when they come into a Johnny Rockets, that they'll be able to have a great experience, great value, and be able to have that every day versus looking for coupons, because you don't want to train your guests to only come in when a coupon's delivered, because that's a losing battle.
What about expansion right now? Are we talking about expanding in the United States as well as overseas?
Yes, we're in 11 different countries now, and we have a ton of interest out of Australia, Southeast Asia, and also over in Europe and South America. So we have a ton of interest right now on that. Also, as I've mentioned, we opened just in last year alone 51 stores, and we hope to open up 30 to 40 this next fiscal year and double in size within the next 3 to 5 years.
What kind of store count are we talking about right now?
We're at 280 today.
All right. I want to thank you very much, John Fuller, the CEO of Johnny Rockets. Good luck with your new opening.
All right. Appreciate it.
Thank
Thanks
you
a lot.
very much.